All-Around Fence Company, Armstrong, Big Barn, Country Feed and Supply, Fayette Chamber of Commerce, EB and Skosik Tire, Jackson Farms, New Bowers Flowers, New Salem Mini Mart, various Somerset Trust locations, several Sweet Peace locations, and local United Bank locations. Visit FayetteFair.com for specific locations or to purchase online tickets. All rides, concerts, and entertainment are included in the ticket price. Save time and money. Buy your advance tickets now and save for the whole family. The Fayette County Fair, July 24th through August 2nd. For more info about ticket prices, the full schedule of events, where to buy advance tickets locally, or to buy tickets online, visit FayetteFair.com.
Fayette County Fair, incredible fun for everyone.
Your local station, WMBS.
Good morning and welcome to another Saturday edition of the Sportsline, being brought to you this morning by my good buddy Tom Vernon and Casey Sports Cafe, located right here on South Mount Vernon Avenue in Uniontown, the Firestone Insurance Agency in Normalville, and by Bogies at Duck Hollow, now under new management, serving lunches and dinners Monday through Saturday from 12 to 9 and Sunday from 12 to 5. Come on out, enjoy fine dining and a round of golf. Phone 724-439-2150. Located at 374 Duck Hollow Road in Uniontown. George Von Benko with you on a beautiful Saturday morning. I know you'll be taking advantage of the weather and be out and about, but I do hope you'll pause from your travels this morning to pick up the phone and give us a call. Two-way sports talk is the lifeblood of any sports talk show. Love to hear from you on a variety of subjects, and we've got a lot of open line opportunity today. So give me a call, 724-438-4593, and let's talk sports. 724-438-4593. I'm gazing at the phone lines, and we have one line open, so do come ahead with your questions and your comments. And we do have a couple of interviews that I'm going to play a little bit later. I had the pleasure of attending the Legends Dinner at Tropics in Morgantown on Thursday night prior to the Brian Joswiak golf outing, the Jaws Knows Kids golf outing, 35th year, raising money for Children's Hospital. Brian Joswiak, Jeff Hostetler, and the rest of that crew. And saw a lot of old Mountaineers, got a chance to talk to some people. We're going to play a couple interviews in hour number 2. One of the guys I caught up with for a brief interview, and he's going to be on later as we get into the start of the college football season when training camp starts, the new head coach of the West Virginia Mountaineers football team, Rich Rodriguez. I caught up with Coach Rodriguez, and we had a nice conversation. We'll play that right after the news at 11. And then I had a chance to sit down for a great conversation with one of the all-time great players in West Virginia football history, a consensus All-American when he was at West Virginia. He's in the West Virginia Sports Hall of Fame. He's in the Buffalo Bills Wall of Fame, and was one of the top 50 players in Buffalo Bills history. I'm talking about Darryl Talley, who actually Thursday was celebrating his 65th birthday. And I sat down with Darryl Talley, and we had a nice chat, and we'll play that at about 11:30 in hour number 2. But in between all that, you and me, your phone calls, pick up the phone. Let's talk sports, 724-438-4593, the number to call. Okay. To the scoreboard, another disappointing loss for the Pittsburgh Pirates last night. I believe it's the 5th time on this road swing that they have lost by 1 run. And they haven't had a stretch like that of losing 5 games by 1 run in a road trip since 1996, I believe they said last night, which was a road trip to L.A. and San Diego. But Minnesota prevails over Paul Skeens and the Pirates last night, 2-1. Can you believe that was Paul Skeens' 8th loss of the season with the way that he has pitched? Absolutely incredible. Other interleague play: Baltimore over Miami by a score of 5-2. New York Yankees blast the Chicago Cubs 11-0. New York Mets over Kansas City 8-3, and the LA Angels take Arizona 6-5. National League play: Colorado nips Cincinnati 3-2. Milwaukee Brewers over Washington 8-3. Atlanta downs the St. Louis Cardinals 6-5. San Diego takes Philadelphia 4-2, and the San Francisco Giants get by the LA Dodgers 8-7. American League play: Cleveland 4, Chicago White Sox 2. Boston beats Tampa Bay 5-4. Seattle over the Detroit Tigers 12-3. Texas downs Houston 7-3. In Game 2 of the doubleheader, the White Sox prevailed over Cleveland 5-4, and Toronto nips the Oakland, or not Oakland anymore, nips the Athletics, the Sacramento Athletics, by a score of 7-6. So that is a look at the scoreboard. Turning our attention to sports obituaries, and we got hit hard this past week. Several guys that I knew, crossed paths with. Let's turn our attention first to pro basketball, the basketball world in general. Former NBA coach and general manager Frank Layden, who led the Utah Jazz to the playoffs for the first time in 1984, has died. Franchise made the announcement he was 93. Layden died Wednesday. His cause of death was not disclosed. Layden coached at Niagara, where I first came in contact with him, from 1968 to 1976. He went on to become an assistant coach for the Atlanta Hawks, a role he held from 1976 to 1979. The Jazz hired Layden as their general manager in 1979, and he became head coach in 1981. Layden, who helped draft Hall of Famers Karl Malone and John Stockton, led the Jazz to a 277 and 294 record over 8 seasons, including a 45-37 mark in 83-84 when they made their first playoff run. The Jazz made the playoffs 5 consecutive times from 83-84 through 87-88. Layden earned Coach of the Year, Executive of the Year, and the J. Walter Kennedy Citizenship Award in 1984. Layden retired from coaching during the 1988-89 season. He became an honorary assistant coach for the Continental Basketball Association's Utah Eagles in 2006, and he served as head coach of the Women's National Basketball Association's Utah Stars from 1998 through 1999. Frank Layden, a true character, and I do mean character, passing away at the age of 93. From the world of baseball, Lee Elia, former manager of the Chicago Cubs and Philadelphia Phillies, is perhaps best known for a rant directed at Cubs fans critical of the team in 1983, has died at the age of 87. Phillies made the announcement that Elia had passed away Wednesday, roughly a week before his 88th birthday. A Philadelphia native and a graduate of Olney High School, Elia signed with the Phillies as a player in September 1958 after attending the University of Delaware. He spent several years playing in their farm system. Elia's first tour of duty in Chicago came in 1966 when he played part of a season as an infielder with the White Sox. He also played several games for the Cubs in 1968, played in 95 Major League games between Chicago's North and South Side teams. In 1975, the Phillies gave Elia his first crack at managing a team. He managed the Class A Spartanburg team and had worked his way to AAA Oklahoma City by 1979. Just after the 79 season ended, Phillies manager Dallas Green hired Elia as the third base coach for the Phillies, a post he held as the Phillies won the World Series in 1980. The Cubs hired Green as general manager in 1981, and Green brought Elia with him. Elia took over as manager of the Cubs in 1982. That year, Elia guided the Cubs to a 73-89 record and a last-place finish in the National League East. Early in the 1983 season, with the Cubs' fortunes not looking much better, fans had turned on the team, and Elia was having none of it. On April 29th, 1983, the Cubs had just lost a game to the LA Dodgers 4-3. A wild pitch by the Cubs' Lee Smith gave the Dodgers their winning run. And as people recall, after the game, fans poured beer on the Cubs' Keith Moreland, Larry Boa, and Ron Say as they walked back to the left field clubhouse. Elia was furious and did not mince words in expressing himself. I'll tell you one blank thing. I hope they get hotter than blank, just to stuff the 3,000 blank people that show up every blank day because they're real Chicago blank fans, and they can kiss my blank right down downtown and print it. They're really, really behind you. Around here, my blank blank. The F-bombs and other curse words continued as Elia defended the Cubs' 5-14 record and derided the fans, the way fans had treated them, whom he characterized as nickel and dime people, blank nickel and dime people, who should get out and get a blank job instead of coming to Cubs games. The ones present for Elia's rant were the late Robert Marcus of the Chicago Tribune, Joel Beerig of the Chicago Sun-Times, Don Frisky of the Daily Herald, and the late Les Grobstein of WLS 890 AM. Grobstein captured the only audio recording of the rant, which has been legendary for all the 42 years since. Elia was fired in August 1983 for reasons unrelated to the tape and directly related to the team's continued poor performance. His Cubs tenure ended with a record of 127 and 158. Charlie Fox took Elia's place the rest of the season. Fox was in turn replaced in 1984 by Jim Fry, who led the Cubs to the National League Eastern Division Championship, first time in 38 years. Meanwhile, Elia returned to Major League Baseball as manager of the Philadelphia Phillies in 1987. After being fired by the Phillies in 1988, Elia coached Phillies minor league teams, then served in coaching posts with the New York Yankees, Toronto Blue Jays, Tampa Bay Devil Rays, Baltimore Orioles, and Seattle Mariners. Lee Elia passing away at the age of, let me find it here, age of 87. Okay. More from the world of baseball. Former Detroit Tigers pitcher Joe Coleman died Wednesday morning. Coleman was 78 when he died in his sleep in Jamestown, Tennessee. A 13-year Major League pitcher, also named Joe, his son, the younger Coleman, was selected to the MLB in the first ever amateur draft in 1965. He was selected third overall to the Washington Senators, where the righty spent 6 seasons before being part of an 8-player trade that brought Coleman to the Tigers. In 6 years with Detroit, Joe Coleman was at times one of the best pitchers in the league, highlighted by his 1972 All-Star selection. Coleman would finish that season with a 2.80 ERA, 222 strikeouts in 280 innings. The following season, he even received a smattering of American League MVP votes after winning 23 games, which was second in the American League, finishing top 10 pitcher in WAR and strikeouts. In total, Coleman pitched over 1,400 innings for the Tigers with 88 wins to his name and 1,000 strikeouts. Coleman played 6 seasons for Detroit, winning 20 or more games, both 71 and 72. After Detroit, Coleman spent time with the Chicago Cubs, should I say, Oakland Athletics, Toronto Blue Jays, San Francisco Giants, and Pittsburgh Pirates before his retirement in 1979. In all, Coleman pitched 15 seasons in the majors, winning 142 games and notching 1,728 strikeouts in 484 appearances. Joe Coleman, passing away. Very, very good pitcher back in the day at the age of 78. And finally, another baseball death, Bobby Jenks, a 2-time All-Star closer and World Series champion with the Chicago White Sox, died. The team announced he passed away last Saturday. He was 44. The White Sox said that Jenks died Friday in Sintra, Portugal, where he is being treated for a form of stomach cancer. Jenks helped the White Sox win the 2005 World Series, saving 4 games in 6 appearances during the postseason. He was an all-star in each of the next 2 seasons, while saving 41 games in 2006, 40 games in 2007. He retired 41 consecutive batters in 2007, matching a record for a reliever. Jenks saved 173 games for the White Sox from 2005 to 2010, before finishing his career with 19 appearances in 2011 for the Boston Red Sox. For his career, he was 16-20 with a 3.53 ERA, 351 strikeouts, 348 appearances, all in relief. Bobby Jenks passing away at the age of 44. So that's a look at our sports obituaries. We're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, we'll open up the phone lines for Open Line Sports Talk here on the Sports Line.
Hey, Matt Sapienza here to remind you that this Saturday and Sunday, it's once again time for the New Salem Volunteer Fire Department's Hog Roast. Come and enjoy their famous pork sandwiches and great entertainment. TJ Solonic from Polish Melodies will join me for a live broadcast Saturday from noon to 2, made possible by State Representative Charity Grim Krupa, Redstone Candy, Magisterial District Judge Daniel Shimshock, Napa Auto Parts, New Salem Mini Mart, Lee's Plumbing and Excavating, Attorney Melinda Delarose, Nagy Gas and Oil, and Mauser's Tire Center. You can go to Big Box Medical Office.
Now serving number 3,943.
Or
Hi, come on in. How are you feeling?
when you see doctors Paul Hartley and Mary Beth Riley, plus nurse practitioners Tara Bozek, Jessica Reckart, and Stacy Morris, you get one-on-one personal professional health care serving the area for over 3 decades. If you're looking for a primary care doctor, call Doctors Hartley and Riley at 724-437-1109 or online at ppcp.org. Or
Serving number 3,944.
look, up in the sky, it's a bird, it's a plane, it's a pig? It's also a chance to win big with WMBS and the Pennsylvania Lottery. Now till the end of July, just be the 6th caller to 724-438-4593 whenever you hear. And you'll win $15 $2 When Pigs Fly scratch-off tickets with 10 top prizes of $20,000. Benefits older Pennsylvanians every day. Must be 18 or older to play. Please play responsibly. Saving money when you buy a new home isn't a fantasy. It's reality at Clayton Homes of Bell Vernon. With up to $5,000 in instant savings during the Sign and Save sales event, it's the perfect place to find the home you've always wanted. So don't let your dream home stay a fantasy. Visit Clayton Homes of Bell Vernon today at 4500 PA 51. Terms and conditions for the Sign and Save sales event at manufacturedhomeoffers.com. Available only at participating Clayton Homes family of brands retailers through August 31st. Amount of savings may be limited. Ask for details. May not be available with certain financing. Lender restrictions apply.
Everyone, this is Kelly Clark with Autoland Hyundai in downtown Uniontown. 724-208-5281. What makes buying your next vehicle for me worthwhile? I make it a very easy 5-step process. You look, you shop, you ask, you decide. And I listen. Kelly Clark, Autoland Hyundai, 724-208-5281. 724-208-5281. Kelly Clark, Autoland Hyundai. I'll make you a good deal.
If you're an athlete, you know the importance of a strong recovery. NovaCare provides several athletic training programs geared toward athletic-related injuries and collaborates with Albert Gallatin, Uniontown, Fraser, California, Jefferson Morgan, Waynesburg, West Green, and Mapletown school districts to help student athletes stay at their best. From coordinating additional specialist care to treating on-site injuries, their experts cater to your personal needs. Specialized services include concussion diagnosis and rehabilitation and treatment for sport-specific injuries. For more information on athletic training at NovaCare, visit novacare.com or contact your local office today.
Hi, this is Penguins broadcaster Phil Bork, and you're listening to the Sports Line with George Von Benko on WMBS.
And welcome back to the Sports Line on this Saturday morning. Before we go to the phone lines, I do have a quick announcement to make. My good buddy Tom Vernon informed me this morning that Casey's Sports Cafe will be sponsoring a bus trip to a Pirate game Saturday, July 26th, Pittsburgh against the Arizona Diamondbacks. Bus leaves at 3:30. The game starts at 6:40. The price of a bus ticket, which includes the bus fare and the ticket to the game, is $75. And be aware that that is one of the very popular drone nights that they have at the ballpark, which is a great spectacle in the sky above PNC Park. So mark that on your calendar, Saturday, July 26th. KC Sports Cafe bus trip, Pittsburgh, Arizona. Bus leaves at 3:30. Game starts at 6:40. $75 for the bus and the ticket. And it is a drone night at the ballpark. If you'd like to attend, give Casey's a call. 724-550-4126. That's 724-550-4126. All right. Let's go to the phone lines. Take our first phone call of the morning. Good morning. You're on the Sports Line.
Good morning, George.
Good morning, Charles.
Yes. Well, it's good because I can talk to you.
Well, I'm pleased to be able to do that. I mean, it's not often I get to talk to a luminary like you.
Well, I have three things to say about that. I tell people, number one is thank God and other people. Number two is stay humble. Number three is work hard.
Okay, I thought you were going to give me the Ray Miller thing. Work hard, work fast, and throw strikes.
Well, yeah, okay. Okay, I'll get out on Main Street and throw a strike from my motor chair. How about that?
That'd be good, yeah.
George, you were talking about Lee Elia.
Yes.
I'm going to give you two names that you'll probably know, but you might not think of right away. Two names that come into my head. You know, we could talk about Hal McRae and Billy Martin, and but everybody knows that. But how about these? Freddie the Bear Hutchison and Sully Hemus.
Okay, I know both names, yeah.
I mean, they were both pretty good hosts. The one I remember, maybe you remember too, I was still young yet. I think it was 1960 at Crosley Field in Cincinnati. Bob Skinner hit a grand slam to beat the Reds, and a ball that was rolled up in the tarpaulin pipe.
Huh.
Hit it off his cousin, Bill Henry. Remember the left-handed
I do remember Bill Henry, yes.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Skinner owned Henry, and after that game, Freddie Hutchison just went berserk. You know, about like Hal McCrae. You remember things.
Well, what about the one, well, of course, one of the most famous one was Lasorda on Kingman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Jim Leland pulled off a couple pretty good ones, too.
Oh, he did. Yeah, he did.
I mean, it wasn't after a game, but his rant over Bonds.
Legendary. Jim's still a little sheepish about that to this day because he feels that Bonds was the greatest player ever coached, and I'm not going to argue with him. Barry Bonds was a great player. I just didn't like some of the things he did later in his career when he was with the Giants. And then there were some things that I heard about that I found very, very distasteful, and I'll just leave it at that.
Well, I think you know, and I have no use for Bonds. I'm sorry. Give me RWC, Roberto Walker Clemente.
Mm-hmm.
That's, you know, because, George, the bottom line is, baseball's a team game. You play to win a World Series. Clemente 2, Bonds 0. You know, Clemente was 2 world championships, and Clemente was in George, in what I still think, and you may agree with me, the period in the 60s and the 70s, maybe back to the 50s, was still the golden age of baseball. I still think that was some of the greatest baseball ever played.
I don't think there's any question about that. And, you know, there's a lot of things that are wrong with today. Well, and I was going to bring this up. You know, we have the All-Star game next week.
Yes.
And I don't know how you were when you were growing up. For me, I waited eagerly for the All-Star game every year, because it was so much different. That's when you saw the American leaguers.
Yeah.
Say what you want about interleague play. It has ruined a lot of things in Major League. It ruined the All-Star game. It ruined the World Series, in my opinion.
Someone asked me that last week, George. And, well, we know it's not going to happen, but I would like to see interleague play eliminated because I want to see more games against the Phillies, the Mets, the Dodgers, you know, like it used to be.
And the shame of the whole thing is it was a thing of beauty. The baseball All-Star game was the ultimate All-Star game. It was the best of the All-Star games. And there was such a dislike between the American League and the National League, and I don't want to hear people tell me that that's so. It was palpable, and the players spouted it every chance that they got. It was a legitimate game. It is nothing but an exhibition now.
First of all, George, nobody said it better than Hank Aaron. I want to beat those American leaguers because I don't like them.
Right. So, but I waited for it every year, and it's like a part of my youth is forever gone right now because we'll never get that back.
George, and I'm the same way.
Now, they did do something good this year. I blast them most of the time, but MLB did the right thing. They're letting the players wear their own uniforms this year.
Yeah, that's good. That's the way it used to be for years. But George, I mean, to me, I liked it when it was just a game. It was just the All-Star game. You played it on Tuesday. Monday was off. You went into wherever the All-Star site was. The All-Star game was on Tuesday. You went back, you know, Wednesday was the back travel day to wherever you were going, and Thursday the schedule resumed. Remember the years that the weekend after the All-Star game was split? You know?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Well, and I, as a youngster, communication was much different when I was growing up. I eagerly waited for the newscasts on the local channels or the newspapers. I grabbed them all to read about the All-Star selections. And my friends and I would argue about the merits of this guy being picked and this guy not being picked. I mean, I just loved it. It was perfect. And it's just not that way anymore. I don't have the same feeling about the All-Star.
George, I'm sorry if you may not agree with me, but I liked it when the fans did not vote when.
I did too. I did too, because we had ballot boxes being stuffed and everything else like that.
Yeah. And it started in Cincinnati.
I would rather it be your peers picking the players.
Right. That's the way it used to, you know.
And then the managers would select the pitchers, you know.
You know, back to I was mentioning to you a minute ago, the golden age of baseball. Remember the 1966 National League Most Valuable Player race?
1966. I'm trying to think who that would have been in 66.
Number 3 was Willie Mays.
Right.
Number 2 was Sandy Koufax. And I mentioned the guy that won it a few minutes ago.
Roberto Clemente. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
And he actually, George, Koufax had more first-place votes, but Clemente's secondary support was stronger. And, you know, a lot of people didn't go vote for Koufax because he was the Cy Young Award winner.
Right, yeah. Well, I'll leave you with this, and I still have it in my collection because I still have some baseball cards left over from my collection. Not as many as I used to have. I got rid of a lot of stuff, but one card I never got rid of, it was called A Manager's Dream, and it was taken at the All-Star Game. Clemente, Mays, and Aaron together at the All-Star Game, and the card was called A Manager's Dream.
George, you still have that card?
I still have that card, yeah.
George, I know it would be only a Xerox but could you photostat a copy of that and give it to me, please?
I'm going to have to find what it's in with all my stuff in the one closet. I'll have to go look. I know it's in there. I just got to find where it is.
I mean, if you get, I know you're awful busy, George. You know, if you can remember, if you don't,
yeah,
you know, it's nothing. But no, I mean.
Well, if I can't find the card right away, I can always find a picture of it online and give you a copy that way. So,
I mean,
yeah, that's a great card. They used to do some really neat cards like that back in the day. Baseball cards were even better back then.
Remember we'd buy the bubble gum and just maybe a group of 2 or 3 or more of us.
And you'd break your teeth on that gum.
Yeah, and no, you'd sit at the table or sit on the floor, sit on the ground, and just spend hours flipping them. You know.
Yeah. Well, as I said, the baseball cards were better back then too. Listen, I got to get a break in. I appreciate the call.
George, I was just going to say I may be away next week. I don't think I'll be here. If I am, I'll give you a call. If not, I'll see you on the 26th.
All
Thanks.
Right.
Bye-bye.
You take care. Bye-bye. And
for
we'll be
professional
back.
Cleaning services, Clean and Shine in New Stanton is the place for you. They provide commercial and residential cleaning, porter services, carpet cleaning, stripping and waxing, construction cleanups, and car cleaning. For free estimates, call 724-691-0413, email info@cleanandshine14.org, or visit their website, cleanandshine14.org. We clean so you can shine.
Warm weather is finally here, and with it, the opportunity to upgrade your lawn or yard with a new fence from All Around Fence Company. Conveniently located at 7896 National Pike, Uniontown, All Around Fence has been installing quality residential, commercial, and farm fencing for more than 45 years. Offering residential fencing including chain link, decorative aluminum, steel, and more, All Around Fence has a fence for you. All Around Fence is also your one-stop shop for Neutrina products and carries livestock, equine, and pet supplies too. So whether you need to upgrade an existing fence, add a new gate, or are looking to install an all-new fence, All Around Fence has the answers for you. Visit them Monday through Friday from 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. or give them a call at 724-439-0331. To learn more, visit allaroundfence.com.
Chris Parker Jr., what's going on at Autoland Hyundai?
While other car manufacturers are raising prices, at Autoland, we're lowering prices. We are also offering above Blue Book value in all trades. All this, plus the amazing incentives and financing offers from Hyundai on top of that.
I'm listening.
How about the fuel-efficient 2025 Elantra SE with 2.99 APR for 72 months, or lease for $229 per month? Check out our great selection of all-wheel drive SUVs, ranging from the Hyundai Kona to the full-size third-row Santa Fe, both with 3.99 financing for 72 months, or choose $2,000 HMF bonus cash on the Santa Fe.
Plus Hyundai Owner Assurance, America's best warranty, 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain protection with every new Hyundai purchased, and 3-year, 36,000-mile free complimentary maintenance. Autoland Hyundai, downtown Uniontown, or visit their website at AutolandHyundai.com.
Remember, you always pay less to drive the best at Autoland Hyundai.
Laurel Highlands Wealth Advisory Group of Janie Montgomery Scott in Uniontown is a proud sponsor of Sportsline. When you work with Janie, it's about going beyond investing. It's about connecting your life and your finances in a way that makes sense for you. The team partners with you through each stage of life to help you set and reach your financial goals. To learn more about the Laurel Highlands Wealth Advisory Group at Janie, be sure to check out their website at www.lhwag.com. Laurel Highlands Wealth Advisory Group of Janie Montgomery Scott, LLC, member FINRA, NYSE, SIPC.
Casey's Sports Cafe, located at 243 South Mount Vernon Avenue in Uniontown and owned by the Vernon family, wants you to know they have new hours. Monday and Friday from 7 to 3, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday 7 to 7, and Saturday and Sunday 7 to 2. Come on into Casey's and check out their new menu ideas and entrees. They could also cater your next event. Whether it's breakfast, lunch, or dinner, Casey's is the place to eat. Call 724-550-4126. Casey's, the best in Fayette County.
Hi, this is Bob Walk, and you're listening to the Sports Line with George Von Benko on your local station, WMBS Uniontown.
And we're moving down the home stretch here in hour number 1 of the Sports Line. Lines are open. Open line sports talk. Got about 8 minutes left in hour number 1. Great time for you to jump into the sports talk if you so desire. You should have no problems getting through. Telephone number, can never say it enough, 724-438-4593. Once again, 724-438-4593. That is your ticket to conversation. Love to hear from you on a variety of subjects. How about what Charlie and I just talked about a little bit? Do you still have the same feeling about the All-Star game that you did when you were younger? Things have changed with that game, and I eagerly awaited the All-Star game each year. Now it's sort of ho-hum with me. I don't have the same feeling about the All-Star game that I did when I was a kid. How do you feel about it? The Pirates losing 7 in a row. I told you, folks, it was going to happen. I told you the 6-game winning streak and the way they were hitting was an aberration, and they've reverted back to the mean. They've lost 7 in a row. They're in the midst of losing 5 one-run games on this road swing. They haven't done that since 1996, and that was a road swing to L.A. and San Diego. Paul Skeens, who pitched great again last night, loses his 8th game. He's 4-8 on the season. He has a 2.01 ERA, one of the best in baseball. And he's 4-8. It's absolutely mind-boggling. Steelers training camp coming up. They report July 23rd, and still hanging out there like a sore thumb is the T.J. Watt contract situation. Various reports now indicating that the two sides are far apart. That may be true in some areas and maybe not true in some areas. But now some people are speculating whether he may hold out from training camp. But that's out there, the T.J. Watt contract situation and Steelers training camp coming up on the 23rd. Penguins offseason continues, and they continue to wheel and deal. And reading between the lines, the deal that they made the other day, acquiring right-handed defenseman Matt Dumba, and they got him in a trade along with a 2008 second-round pick for Vladislav Kolyachuk, a defenseman, And reading between the lines, that may be a forerunner of doing something with Erik Karlsson at defense. They would love to get out from under that contract. He, of course, has the right of refusal on a lot of things. If they do, well, let's face it, they're going to wind up picking up a chunk of that contract. But this acquisition coincides nicely with trying to make that move with Erik Karlsson. So once again, lines are open if you want to jump in here in the last minute or so of hour number one. Love to hear from you. Your chance to get up on that soapbox and be heard. Anything and everything pertaining to the world of sports is fair game. And that number again, 724-438-4593. By the way, with that acquisition of a second-round pick, the Bucks have 29 picks coming up in the next 3 years of the NHL draft. 29 picks, 17 in the first 3 rounds of the draft. So they have accumulated some draft capital. Kyle Dubas has accumulated some draft capital, and that's one of the plans for trying to rebuild this franchise. It's not going to happen overnight, and in my opinion, they're still stuck with a major problem between the pipes in goal with Tristan Jarry. They're stuck with him. They're stuck with that contract they gave him. I doubt they could give him away unless they picked up a big chunk of the contract. Nedeljkovic was traded, so that means they're going to use one of the young goaltenders as a backup. But they're still goaltending, in my opinion, is still a major, major problem for the Penguins moving forward. And Jarry has yet to prove that he can get it done. So, once again, I want to remind you about the bus trip that's coming up. My good friend Tom Vernon and Casey Sports Cafe, Saturday, July 26th. Bus trip from Casey Sports Cafe, Pittsburgh, Arizona, baseball game. Bus leaves at 3:30. Game starts at 6:40. $75 for the bus ticket and the ticket to the game. It is a drone night, big spectacular drone night at the ballpark that night. And if you're interested in securing a seat on the bus and to that game from Casey Sports Cafe, give them a call at 724-550-4126. Once again, Saturday, July 26th, Pittsburgh, Arizona. Bus leaves at 3:30. Ticket for the bus and the game is $75. Game starts at 6:40. It's a drone night with a spectacular show after the game. If you're interested in being on that bus trip with Casey Sports Cafe, give them a call, 724-550-4126. Now, stick around. We've got another full hour of sports talk coming up. I've got a couple of interviews in hour number 2. I was at the Legends dinner prior to the Brian Joswiak golf outing on Friday of this week. I was at the Legends dinner Thursday night, caught up with the new head coach of the Mountaineers, or their former head coach, Rich Rodriguez, who's back in Morgantown. We'll hear that right after the news. And then I sat down for a nice chat with one of the all-time great Mountaineers, consensus All-American, WVU Hall of Famer, College Football Hall of Famer, Buffalo Bills Wall of Fame. I'm talking about the great Darryl Talley. And that interview will be played at around 11:30. That puts a capper on hour number 1 of the Sportsline. Do not touch that dial. We're coming back with more sports talk after the latest news. The Sportsline being brought to you this morning by Tom Vernon, my buddy, and Casey Sports Cafe, located right here on South Mount Vernon Avenue in Uniontown, the Firestone Insurance Agency in Normalville, and by Bogies at Duck Hollow, now under new management, serving lunches and dinners Monday through Saturday from 12 to 9, Sunday from 12 to 5. Come on out, enjoy fine dining and a round of golf. Phone 724-439-2150, located at 374 Duck Hollow Road in Uniontown. The news is coming your way next from the CBS Radio Network, right here on your local station, 590 AM, 101.1 FM, WMBS, Uniontown, Pennsylvania.
CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm Stacey Lynn. President Trump announcing more tariffs today.
President Trump announced a 30% tariff on imports from Mexico and the European Union. Mr. Trump accused Mexico of not doing enough to stop cartels in a letter to the nation's president. And in notice to the European Commission, Trump said the trade relationship with the EU zone was far from balanced, blasting trade deficits. The news follows dozens of letters the president sent to over 20 nations this week, warning of increased tariffs by August 1st. Willie James Inman, CBS News, Bridgewater, New Jersey.
The search for the missing continues in Texas after last week's flash floods. 122 people are confirmed dead. At least 170 are still missing. CBS's Karen Hua is in Kerrville.
Amid the devastation, there are also stories of hope and heroism.
There was one little girl, I don't remember her name, but she was asking me if she could bring her stuffed animal, if there was space in the helicopter, and the obvious answer was yes.
U.S. Coast Guard rescue swimmer Scott Ruskin saved 165 people, working with his crew to airlift girls out of Camp Mystic. This happened to be the first mission of his career.
Heavy rain is possible today for some parts of the country. Meteorologist Scott Kleebauer's with the Weather Prediction Center.
We are anticipating some severe weather and heavy rainfall, especially across the south central portion of the U.S., mainly Oklahoma and Texas. But it does look like that there will be several flash flood reports that will likely materialize between at least those two states.
A troubling finding in a report about the deadly Air India plane crash last month that killed 260 people. The black box showed the engine fuel switches were turned off. Pilot Marco Shan.
It isn't as simple as the light switches at home. You have to physically sort of not pull the pin, but if you have to pull the toggle out, then it can move to a different position. So you do have to do it on purpose.
It is still unclear why the switches were flipped or who is to blame. Off to Wimbledon now, where the women's final has just gotten underway between Iga Swiatek and Amanda Anisimova. Tomorrow, the men take the court, as we hear from CBS's Dana Jacobson.
Carlos Alcaraz will try to claim his third straight Wimbledon title. He beat American Taylor Fritz in the semifinals. Alcaraz will face Jannik Sinner, who beat Novak Djokovic in 3 sets. Just last month, Alcaraz defeated Sinner in the French Open final with a thrilling 5th set comeback.
And that Grand Slam tomorrow is scheduled to start at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. This is CBS News.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Route 21 Furniture, take the road to your perfect home.
Sleep well tonight. Try out a new mattress from Route 21 Furniture with a large selection of mattresses, all sizes and comfort levels, with great prices, free local delivery and setup, and financing options. Route 21 Furniture. Open weekdays 9 to 5, Saturday 10 to 5, Sunday noon to 4. 724-737-2222 or Route21Furniture.com.
Route 21 Furniture, take the road to your perfect home.
Saving money when you buy a new home isn't a fantasy. It's reality at Clayton Homes of Bell Vernon. With up to $5,000 in instant savings during the Sign and Save sales event, it's the perfect place to find the home you've always wanted. So don't let your dream home stay a fantasy. Visit Clayton Homes of Bell Vernon today at 4500 PA 51. Terms and conditions for the Sign and Save sales event at manufacturedhomeoffers.com. Available only at participating Clayton Homes family of brands retailers through August 31st. Amount of savings may be limited. Ask for details. May not be available with certain financing. Lender restrictions apply.
A pop star has inspired the drink of the summer. Lady Gaga told the world about her favorite cocktail in a Vanity Fair interview months ago.
How do you order red wine at the bar? With maraschino cherries and Diet Coke.
But it's gone viral this summer with fans everywhere mixing it up and trying it out.
All right, Lady Gaga, let's see what it's all about.
One TikToker described it as a boozy cherry Coke.
That isn't too offensive as a drink, actually.
But wasn't entirely on board.
Will I be having it again? Absolutely not. It's not completely foul. That is mayhem in a glass.
The drink isn't a new creation, though. Many Europeans confirmed it's been a staple in bars there for a long time. It's called a calimocho and comes from the Basque Country in Spain. Stacey Lynn, CBS News.
Look, up in the sky. It's a bird. It's a plane. It's a pig? It's also a chance to win big with WMBS and the Pennsylvania Lottery. Now till the end of July, just be the sixth caller to 724-438-4593 whenever you hear. And you'll win $15 $2 When Pigs Fly scratch-off tickets with 10 top prizes of $20,000. Benefits older Pennsylvanians every day. Must be 18 or older to play. Please play responsibly.
Get ready, Mon Valley. The grand opening of C. Harper Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is happening Saturday, July 26th from 2 to 6 p.m., and you're invited. Come out for food trucks, giveaways, and a tour of our brand new state-of-the-art facility. Got a Jeep? Register for our Jeep show and show off your ride. Stick around because at 6 p.m. we're giving away a grand prize you won't want to miss. It's all happening at C. Harper Mon Valley Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram right off Route 51 in Rostraver.
C. Harper, the best price every time, all the time.
For economy, price, and quality service, call Economy Furnace. What's more fun than a summertime bucket list? Did you know that adding a new air conditioner from Economy Furnace to your summer bucket list is a really cool move? Especially if your current unit is old or inefficient? Economy Furnace Heating and Air has partnered with Amana, which is known for reliable performance, high energy efficiency, strong build quality, and competitive pricing. Not quite ready for a new unit? Then don't forget to add a manufacturer-recommended AC tune-up to that summer bucket list. Let us take the worry of a summertime meltdown and keep you calm, cool, and comfortable all summer long. Economy Furnace Company is local and family-owned. Call Economy Furnace Heating and Air at 724-438-4575. At 724-438-4575. For economy, price, and quality service, call Economy Furnace.
Wow, your dog looks beautiful. We went to Mutt's on Market Street, the new dog grooming salon in downtown Brownsville. Samantha, the owner, has over 10 years dog grooming experience. They work with any dog, any breed, any size.
Didn't it cost a fortune?
No, the prices are great. They offer a full line of grooming and other services.
With warm weather on the way, now's the time to schedule an appointment for your furry friend's spring grooming. Mutt's on Market Street, downtown Brownsville, next to Hope Park. For more information, visit Mutt's on Market Street on Facebook. Mutt's on Market Street will be open during the Market Street repairs. Well, warmer days are ahead, the kind of days when you'll be enjoying your deck or patio again, especially with retractable or fixed awnings from Lifetime Awnings. Made in the USA with manufacturers and customer guarantees, Lifetime Awnings products last. Lifetime Awnings is veteran-owned and operated with a 10% discount to all military veterans and their families. Lifetime Awnings, 724-554-6067. Call for a no-cost or obligation home consultation or email John, the owner, at lifetimeawningsusa@gmail.com.
Are you looking to list or sell your house? Now is the time to let the professionals at Caldwell Banker Laurel Ridge Realty help you with all of your real estate needs. Caldwell Banker Laurel Ridge Realty has two convenient locations to better serve you. In Uniontown area, 724-437-7100, or in Connellsville area, 724-628-7200, and speak with one of our real estate professionals. Visit our website, caldwellbanker.com. We have been proudly serving Western Pennsylvania area for over 30 years and look forward to helping you with all of your real estate needs. Broker Paul Borge Jr.
Oak Pizza in downtown Uniontown is your one-stop shop for the most unique pizzas in the region. From the masterminds behind the Fat Angelo's franchise, Oak Pizza is the laboratory where the Fat Angelo's food scientists test their creations and let you be the judge. With traditional favorites like pepperoni and buffalo chicken pizzas to more experimental offerings like the sesame seed-infused Mad Pie or the spicy chicken pickle pizza, Oak has you covered. Order today at oakpizzas.com or by calling 724-439-5805. Your taste buds will thank you.
Your local station, WMBS.
Welcome back on board for hour number 2 of the Sports Line, being brought to you this morning by my friend Tom Vernon and Casey Sports Cafe, located right here on South Mount Vernon Avenue in Uniontown, the Firestone Insurance Agency in Normalville, and by Bogies at Duck Hollow, now under new management, serving lunches and dinners Monday through Saturday from 12 to 9 and Sunday from 12 to 5. Come on out Enjoy fine dining and a round of golf. Phone 724-439-2150. Located at 374 Duck Hollow Road in Uniontown. George Von Benko with you as we forge ahead into hour number 2. We're going to try and do some open line sports talk, but I do have 2 interviews, as I mentioned, during hour number 1 that we would be getting to. I want to get to the interview I did with Rich Rodriguez, the West Virginia head coach, who's back in Morgantown. Saw him at the Legends dinner for the Brian Joswiak golf outing on Thursday night in Morgantown. But before we go to that interview, very quickly, this caller has been waiting online. Let's try and get this call in quick. Hello, you're on the Sports Line.
Hi, George. How are you doing today?
Really good, but I do have an interview coming up. That's why I asked people to try and call in that first hour. But go ahead.
Okay, talking about the All-Star Game, 1971 was the best All-Star Game I ever seen. A lot of Hall of Famers.
Mm-hmm.
And I couldn't wait for that game, those games to come either. And I'd say the second game I seen was when Rose ran over Flossie. And these games were incredible.
Well, that was the animosity that existed between the National and American League, which is not there anymore, quite frankly. This is merely an exhibition game now. It doesn't mean that much to the players like it used to. And money has a lot to do with that, too, with the contracts some of these guys got. But the biggest factor that took the mystery and suspense out of the game is interleague play. You didn't used to see the American Leaguers all the time, except for the All-Star Game and the World Series. Now you see them all the time.
I was never for interleague play. I was against it from day one. Now, George, I want to touch on this second subject real quickly because of these interviews. I want to talk to you about retired numbers. Every time I watch a Pirate game, I see Gonzalez wearing 39. It's time that he relinquishes that number.
Well, he has agreed with that. He mentioned that when they did the big thing about Parker the weekend that he died. Gonzalez mentioned to the media after the game that he thinks that 39 should be retired.
Right. I mean, I'm glad I didn't know he did that. And with the Steelers right now, in my opinion, I think number 12 should be retired.
I've been saying that all along. The 12 should be
retired. I hope they do this before Terry passes away, the same as Franco passed away.
Right before his number was going to be retired, yeah.
Right. And Dave Parker passed away, and one player you might not disagree with me going into the Hall of Fame, which I still feel we won't get in because there's going to be writers that's still going to call him a cheater, Pete Rose. You know, and that's all I really got to say, George. I just every time I see that on Gonzalez, I think that number should be put up there with the great Pirates up there. I mean, I'd say next to Roberto Clemente, he was the best right fielder, and probably I'd put him within the top 5 ball players of all time. And in your early beginnings, you said one guy said that Barry Bonds was the greatest player in baseball. He couldn't carry Roberto Clemente.
Well, no. What I said was Jim Leland, who managed Bonds, said he was the best player that he ever managed.
Okay, I misread that there. And
that might very well be true. Barry was a great player. He was a great player before the steroids came into being. He was a great player with the Pirates. You know what I mean? I didn't agree with what happened later, but when Leland said that, yeah, you could make a case that Bonds probably was the best player he ever managed, you know.
I'm just saying, okay, Bonds was a 30-30 man. Defensively, I think he was an average ball player, but batting titles, now, did you know, I think it was, I don't know if it was 67 or in 68, I don't know the year, that Roberto Clemente could have won another batting title. Pete Rose come up and bunted a ball for him to get a hit, and he beat Clemente out by percentage.
I remember that. Hey, listen, thank you for the call. I want to get to this interview.
Thanks
take care.
For taking me. I'll call earlier next week.
All right, take care. Bye-bye. And we want to get to one of the interviews that I did at the Legends dinner for the Joswiak golf outing in Morgantown. This was on Thursday night. And Rich Rodriguez left Morgantown, much controversy when he went to Michigan. It's really strange. Some people say and wonder whether you can ever come home Well, Rich has come home. He's now the head coach of the Mountaineers. He was at the dinner the other night, and I managed to waylay him for about 5 minutes. He's the co-chairman of the dinner, and this was our conversation from Thursday night. At the Brian Joswiak Legends before the golf outing, 35th year.
Yeah.
You've been involved with this before. It's great work that Jeff and Brian and these people have done, Rich.
Oh, it is.
And I'm with Rich Rodriguez back as head coach at West Virginia.
Yeah, with what Joe's has done and with Haas and Scott Sears, 35 years. It's hard to do something that long and do it that well, and it keeps growing and growing and growing, and it's for a great cause as well, so happy to be here.
That started back during the Neyland days. You guys used to go, Joswiak told me, and some of the other guys, on the Friday, go over to Children's Hospital after practice.
Yeah, Fridays was a weekly thing, both when Coach Neyland was there, when I was there. Every Friday we go see the kids at the hospital, spend a couple hours with them, and really loved it. That was kind of one of the highlights of the week.
Great things. So, you're back, and what's the old saying? Coming back home, sometimes it works out.
Yeah,
There's been some coaches that hasn't worked out, but you're back home. Your feelings on coming back to West Virginia?
It doesn't happen that often in our profession to get this opportunity, and for especially if it's been 17 or 18 years. So it's been an interesting journey. I'm thrilled and grateful to be back and have this opportunity. And of course, I love the state. This is my home. I love the program. It's always been very dear to my heart when I played and coached here. So our job is to win and bring great success to not only our program but the school and the state, and we're going to do everything we can to do that.
Somebody asked me, he said, well, there's a portion of the fan base that's still upset, and I said, let me tell you something about sports, and I'm sure you'll agree with me. If he wins, all is forgotten. If you win, everything is forgotten.
I don't worry too much about that. There were some tough feelings 17, 18 years ago, but it was 17, 18 years ago, and I understand that part. And, my job is to build the best program in America. And like you said, if you do that, then everything will be better, and everybody will be happy.
Honestly, did you think this would happen, that you would wind up back here?
I never really thought about it too much because I was so ingrained in every spot I was been. Like the last 3 years, we were in Jacksonville, Alabama.
And you had great success.
Yeah, we were winning, and it was a great place. I love the people down there. So I'd have been perfectly happy finishing out there. But when this opportunity came up, it's like, holy cow, there might be a chance for us to go home, and it worked out.
Talk a little bit about the coaching staff you assembled. You happy with what you brought in?
Got a really good staff. Got some experience, some older guys like myself. Got some guys, some really good young coaches that I think are superstars in the profession. And they're working really hard. And the nice part about it is they all understand the kind of program that we want to build.
Speaking of that, looking at what happened with this day and age, with people moving around and leaving because of the transfer portal, there were a lot of players that left, but you also brought a lot of people in. What do you think about the transfer portal and the way things are going? It is really tough to get a handle sometimes on what's happening in college football.
Everything's transactional now. I mean, you're going to get more guys moving than ever before, and and that's not. You'd rather not have it that way. But I'm like, I tell the coaches, the rules have changed, the goalposts have moved. We got to move with it, and that's what we've done. We have a lot of unknowns, but I like the squad that we've got so far, and we'll get better every year.
As far as name, image, likeness, do you think you have the tools to get it done here at West Virginia?
Yeah, we're active in the rev share. We got a good amount there. I think our NIL, I think our people will support us to where we would need to. Are we going to have as much as everybody else? Not some of the big places where they have a lot of stuff ingrained, but we're going to have enough here, and that's what we got to do. We got to have enough. Everybody's got to buy into the program, and I think they are so far.
You mentioned the goalposts keep moving. I still think we're not done. There's going to be more changes coming.
You're right. It is. This is. We've got some stuff in place from about a month ago. I think it was better, but there's more that's got to be done, and I think everybody realizes that.
Looking at the conference, Good conference. There's a lot of travel involved. You guys will handle that. But you feel good about your position looking at your opponents in the conference?
Yeah, and I really haven't looked too much into the league. I'm worried about my team first. Then I'll worry about the game one when we get to the game one. You know, we do some summer scouting reports of our opponents, and our league is really good this year. Got a really good bunch of quarterbacks. But right now, my main concern is West Virginia.
As I leave you, Rich Rodriguez, I wanted to ask you just touched on probably the most important position, quarterback. Yep. What's your quarterback room look like? You feel good about it?
Feel good about it. I've got 5 guys in there, 5 or 6 guys that are really talented. They're all got a certain skill set. I think that once they learn our offense, we're going to be okay at quarterback, whoever it's going to be.
Offense is going to be what we have come to expect, or are you going to adjust a little bit?
Well, I got to adjust to what our guys do well, but we only got a couple guys that have played much, but that's okay. I got a good group of guys, and we'll be all right.
Rich, great to catch up with you again. Good to see you again, and I'll be talking with you right before the season starts.
Okay, sounds great. Get catch up with it.
Okay, that is Rich Rodriguez back in the saddle in Morgantown, and we've talked a little bit about that on the show. If you're a Mountaineer fan, how do you feel about Rich Rod being back? We've got about 8 minutes for open line sports talk right now before I get to an interview with one of the all-time great West Virginia Mountaineers, Darryl Talley, which is going to be a fun interview. You're going to like it. But let's throw that out there. You Mountaineer fans out there, how are you feeling about Rich Rodriguez returning to be the head coach at West Virginia? And as I mentioned, there have been other situations, few and far between, in college football where coaches have gone home. Some succeeded, others have not. One that immediately comes to mind, and I watched it unfold, the return of Johnny Majors to Pitt. Second time around, it did not work out well. He didn't catch the lightning in the bottle that he did the first time around, and things changed, but that was one that did not. So your thoughts on that? We've talked a little bit about the Pirates this morning and the All-Star game. I'm not as enamored with the All-Star game as I used to be when I was growing up. How do you feel about the All-Star game? Does it still catch your attention and spark your imagination? It doesn't for me anymore. To me, it's nothing but a glorified exhibition game. It just doesn't have the same feel. Steelers camp just around the corner, July 23rd. TJ Watt contract still out there, hanging like a sore thumb. Your thoughts on that? Penguins doing some stuff during the offseason. This acquisition of a defenseman, Matt Dumba, may be a forerunner of them finally getting out from under the Erik Karlsson deal, although they're still going to have to be on the hook for a lot of money if they move Karlsson. All of those things are fair game. If you'd like to jump in and talk about it here on the Sports Line, and you should have no problems getting through. 724-438-4593 is the number to call. Once again, 724-438-4593. Do come ahead with your questions and your comments. And of course, we touched on the Pirates, and I am still just amazed at the fact that Paul Skeens, who pitched very well again last night, suffered his 8th loss of the season last night. He's 4-8, and he owns a 2.01 ERA, one of the best in baseball, one of the best pitchers in baseball, and he's got 8 losses so far this season. That is, once again, as I've stated many times before, an indictment of Ben Cherington, Bob Nutting, and the front office for the Pittsburgh Pirates. They saw that they were going to have good young pitching, and the pitching has not disappointed. I mean, this road trip alone, they've suffered 5 one-run losses. Haven't done that since 1996 on a road trip. But they saw what the pitching was going to be like, and they are frittering it away because they did not have the wherewithal and the gumption to go out and get a couple of bats, major league bats, to help this offense, which is putrid. This offense is terrible. They had a chance to do that during the offseason. They would not have had to expend that much money. Money is money, I know, but they got the fourth lowest payroll in baseball. And instead, they continue to break a cardinal rule in baseball. That is wasting good pitching. It is maddening to watch it. It really, really is. Because if they had acquired 2 Major League ready bats to add to this lineup, with that pitching, they very easily could be contending in this division. This division is not that high above the Pirates, except the fact that the Pirates' offense is god-awful. It stinks. There's no other way to describe it. And yeah, people point to that stretch of 6 games. They caught those 2 teams, the Mets and Cardinals, at the right time. I said it then, and I'll repeat it now. That was an aberration. They have reverted back to the mean. All right, it doesn't appear as though anybody wants to jump in to the sports talk before I get to this second interview. I think you're going to like it. Caught up at the Legends Dinner on Thursday night with one of the all-time greats from West Virginia, who Thursday night was celebrating his 65th birthday. And I'm talking about former Consensus All-American, WVU Hall of Famer, College Football Hall of Famer, Darryl Talley, who is also on the Bills Wall of Fame and is one of the top 50 players in Bills history. Really, really good conversation. That is coming up next here on the Sports Line. But first, got to pay the light bill. Let's take a timeout.
You can go to Big Box Medical Office.
Now serving number 3,943.
Or,
Hi, come on in. How are you feeling?
when you see doctors Paul Hartley and Mary Beth Riley, plus nurse practitioners Tara Bozek, Jessica Reckart, and Stacy Morris, you get one-on-one personal professional health care serving the area for over 3 decades. If you're looking for a primary care doctor, call Doctors Hartley and Riley at 724-437-1109 or online at ppcp.org. Or
serving number 3,940.
Laurel Highlands Wealth Advisory Group of Janie Montgomery Scott in Uniontown is a proud sponsor of Sportsline. When you work with Janie, it's about going beyond investing. It's about connecting your life and your finances in a way that makes sense for you. The team partners with you through each stage of life to help you set and reach your financial goals. To learn more about the Laurel Highlands Wealth Advisory Group at Janie, be sure to check out their website at www.lhwag.com. Laurel Highlands Wealth Advisory Group of Janie Montgomery Scott, LLC, member FINRA, NYSE, SIPC.
Chris Parker Jr., what's going on at Autoland Hyundai?
While other car manufacturers are raising prices, at Autoland, we're lowering prices. We are also offering above Blue Book value in all trades. All this, plus the amazing incentives and financing offers from Hyundai on top of that.
I'm listening.
How about the fuel-efficient 2025 Elantra SE with 2.99 APR for 72 months, or lease for $229 per month? Check out our great selection of all-wheel drive SUVs, ranging from the Hyundai Kona to the full-size third-row Santa Fe, both with 3.99 financing for 72 months. Or choose $2,000 HMF bonus cash on the Santa Fe.
Plus Hyundai Owner Assurance, America's best warranty, 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain protection with every new Hyundai purchased, and 3-year, 36,000-mile free complimentary maintenance. Autoland Hyundai, downtown Uniontown, or visit their website at AutolandHyundai.com.
Remember, you always pay less to drive the best at Autoland Hyundai.
NovaCare Rehabilitation in Uniontown is accessible for all of your recovery needs. New at NovaCare is pelvic floor physical therapy, a specialized program to treat patients with pelvic floor dysfunction related to bladder, bowel, sexual function, and pregnancy postpartum. These issues can affect both women and men and include urinary frequency, urgency and incontinence, pelvic pain, constipation, IBS, menopause, painful periods, and more. Call 724-437-0556 for an appointment in Uniontown. Personalize your care with NovaCare. In 1986, the Firestone Insurance Agency in Normalville was started with a promise to provide clients with truthful, friendly, and courteous service. It worked. With an expanded client base, the Firestone Insurance Agency's customers are now able to choose from over 20 well-known insurance companies. So whether it be auto, home, business, or life, Firestone has you covered, and the promise to provide truthful, friendly, and courteous service is still in place. As an independent insurance agency, the Firestone Insurance Agency works for you. They do the shopping for you to save you time and a bunch of needless phone calls. Because let's face it, no one loves to shop for insurance. Call the office at 724-455-3900 or visit firestoneinsurance.net. Can't make it to Normalville? Let the Firestone Insurance Agency bring service right to your kitchen table. The Firestone Insurance Agency, 724-455-3900 or firestoneinsurance.net. Doing what is right for the customer. Finding the most affordable rates while making sure there are no coverage gaps so you are fully protected from the unforeseen.
Here's a business looking for a customer.
Hi there.
Here's a customer looking for a business.
Hi.
And that's where the Better Business Bureau comes in. The BBB connects people with businesses they can trust. That's why 2023 IABBB research found 80% of people choose BBB accredited businesses over non-accredited ones with the same A+ letter rating. Live happily, better after. Always look for the sign of a better business because it's looking out for you. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
Hi, this is Pirates broadcaster Greg Brown, and you're listening to the Sports Line with George Von Benko on WMBS.
Welcome back to the Sports Line, and I'm joined by one of the all-time greats at West Virginia University, linebacker Darryl Talley. Just turned 65. We're doing this interview on July 10th. It's his birthday. Congratulations. I know you're happy to make it to 65.
You're right. I'm glad to make it to 65, considering all the things I've had to go through in my life. I mean, I didn't think I would make it to 21. I made it to 65, so yeah, I'm doing good. My mom did a good job. My dad did a good job in raising me.
Well, I remember when I first met you, I was on the radio here in Morgantown. I used to do the Nealon Show and the Catlett Show on WAJR and WVAQ, and you were part of the recruiting class that was coming in, a gangly youngster coming in. And
skinny?
I remember it very well, and you came in. You were in high school. You were a fullback.
No.
What did you play in high school?
High school, I was a linebacker.
You were a linebacker? Mm-hmm. But I do remember, if I'm not mistaken, you missed a little bit of your senior year.
My senior year, I didn't play. I had broke my ankle my senior year. I played 3 games.
A lot of people backed off because of that.
I really only played 10 varsity games. I played 7 my junior year, and I was a defensive end. I played 3 my senior year, and I played against the number 4, 5, and 8 team in the state of Ohio. 2 of the games I made I made 20 tackles in one, and the other one I made 25, and the last one I made 15. So in 3 games I made more tackles than a lot of people did in the whole year.
But still, people were a little gun shy because
they were gun shy because I didn't play. They didn't see very much of me. And the thing of it was, I had told my coach in high school. I told him, dude, I'm the difference in your team. I'm the difference right now. And he didn't believe me. And I came out and I told my buddies, we were playing against Valley Forge. And I told them, I said, I'm gonna make Dream Team tonight. And they looked at me. Well, what we gonna bet? So back then we used to bet you don't have to buy anything to drink. So all my drinks were free that night if I made Dream Team. So we weren't drinking anything but beer and wine. So I just went out and I just played my ever-living butt off because I had watched my teammates play all year long, and I had seen places where I could have been there. If I'd have been in the game, I'd have made a play or tried to do something different. But I wasn't there, so I couldn't do it. So I had to show them and my coach that I was as valuable to him as I thought I was.
Well, what was it about West Virginia that made you decide on coming to Morgantown?
This is funny. It's funny, but I will tell the truth. And it came down to 2 things. It came down to West Virginia and Syracuse.
Okay.
I don't think I told anybody this yet. Syracuse was 6-1. West Virginia was 12-1.
Okay.
Male to female students.
Yeah.
So I'm like, hey, well,
That's pretty good odds.
Yeah, I'm a young guy, so let's go where there's plentiful fish to fish. So that's why I came to West Virginia.
As it turned out, as I said when I saw you, just a gangly young man.
Straight stick.
You left West Virginia, a man, in more ways than one, as a football player and as a person, too.
Yes, I did, because West Virginia taught me one thing. It taught me that I have to sit still and wait on my body, because at the time I was behind. I was younger than everybody else in my class, and my body just hadn't caught up to everybody. I used to tell my dad all the time. I asked him, when am I going to grow? When am I going to grow? He told me, don't worry about it, Daryl. You're going to grow. You're going to grow. Don't worry. You will grow. And eventually it happened. It happened to me my senior year while I had a cast. And I moved my crutches up myself and kept walking on them. And when I went out on the field, when I went to school that year, my mother had bought me my school pants during the summer. And I had grown 6 inches. But my waistline and everything else was the same size.
Wow.
So I was a straight string bean. When I say you could look at me sideways and you would know if I was looking at you forward or sideways. I was just as thin. I was as wide as I was thin.
Right. Well, looking back, I mean, there are just so many memories that I have of covering those teams and your play. Of course, we got to talk about the game against Pitt. The 16-13 loss, you had a block punt for a touchdown, intercepted Marino in that game, and I still remember Paul Woodside had made 15 kicks in a row, Daryl, and it was just short. Oh,
that's my guy, though.
To tie the game.
That's my guy, Woody.
You guys left everything on the field that day.
Here's the thing. The way I looked at it, you got to remember, I played against 2 national championship teams here at West Virginia, and that's Penn State. They graduated 17 players each of those 2 years that went into the NFL. I never beat Pitt. I never beat Penn State. 2 of the teams I tried my hardest to beat. Never did it. I got a chance to play against everybody at the next level, and then when I got to play them at the next level, it was a completely different ball game.
Well, you mentioned Penn State. Who could ever get 5 tackles for loss in the Penn State game? I mean, you spent the afternoon in their backfield.
Yeah, I tried to. I'm telling you, when you have to play against the guys likes of Matt Millen, Bruce Clark, you're looking at them on that side of the ball knowing they're going to beat your offensive line up and they're going to take the ball from you. So you're going to have a problem.
Right.
So we got to go out and we got to get the ball back.
And I knew Bill Fralick real well from Pitt, and he still gets upset about the block punt.
He does because he didn't like it.
He did not like it at all.
How you doing, bro?
Good to you, man.
Daryl Mark. I think I met you before.
Yeah. But yeah, he got upset till the day he died. He was upset about that. And then 15 tackles against BC.
I tried, and that was against Doug Flutie.
You know, people get upset because it's a team game. I mentioned on my when I had Joe Zwiak on promoting this that BC with Flutie at quarterback never beat West Virginia.
Never did.
And the guy called in and said, "Listen, it's a team game." It wasn't. I said, "Listen, I know Flutie. I used to see him afterwards when he was doing the broadcast and stuff, and he was personally upset that he never beat West Virginia."
So yeah, he's got the same problem that I had with Pitt and Penn State.
Right. Now you were part of 2 signature wins here at West Virginia. I think they were. The Peach Bowl game against Florida was a turning point for West Virginia football.
That was our coming out party.
Right, and that was just a great win. Mickey Walzak and people, names come flooding back.
They looked at us and didn't give us a chance. And that's what I think, that's what sort of pissed me off.
Right.
When they didn't give me a chance, they just going to tell you're going to get beat because they got all of these high school, college All-Americans and everything. I looked over there and I said, as far as I know, I was a college All-American too, so what the hell are they talking about?
And then, of course, the following season, opening game of the year, Norman, Oklahoma, number 9 team of the country, and you guys shocked the football world that Saturday.
Yes, we shocked the football world that Saturday, but I had a temperature of 102, and everybody looked at me as if I was crazy. But I was sitting there, I'm playing the game, and I'm deathly sick. Dennis Folks is cussing me out on the sidelines, telling me, "What's wrong with you? What's the matter with you?" I told him, "I'm sick." "Well, no, your ass ain't sick. It's Saturday. You can't be sick." But then he started talking garbage to me, and I mustered up enough energy to go in the game and play. I played during the game, and when I got so tired, I came out of the game. Eddie Hughes went in the game for me, and they knocked Eddie out of his shoes. I'm running on the field. Eddie's laying there going, "Where my shoes at?" The referee comes over, "Son, we have your shoes right here."
Wow.
So I had to go back in the game.
But you agree with me. Those 2 games,
yes,
that set the tone for what was to come here.
Yes, it set the tone because it let everybody know that we were not going to listen to everything that was said about everybody. They were going to have to come in and physically beat us.
People may not realize, too, you were consensus All-American, the first consensus All-American. They had only been 3 up to that time. You were the 3rd, I think, up to that.
Yeah.
They hadn't had one since the 1950s.
And that was Bosley?
Bruce Bosley, yeah.
Bosley?
Yeah. College Football Hall of Fame 2011, WVU Sports Hall of Fame 1996, and we haven't even touched on the pro career, drafted by the Bills. This is the thing I find amazing about your career in Buffalo. 12 years in Buffalo, never missed a game.
I didn't miss a game until my 13th year in the league, and I missed the game because we were playing against the Houston Oilers, and back then they played the run and shoot, and I was in Atlanta. I only played 8 plays during that game, and of the 8 plays, I made 2 tackles, forced a fumble, recovered a fumble, and I didn't do anything for 2 plays. Out of the whole game, I played 8 plays.
Well, looking back to Bill's Wall of Fame, 50th anniversary team, all-time leading tackler for the Bills, and you were on some great teams. I imagine the thing that still sticks in your craw is the 4 trips to the Super Bowl, and you weren't able to come away with a win.
That sticks in my craw. That'll stay there until the day I die. It's always going to be a sore subject for me because I look at it like this. I got there. I had the apple in my hand. All I had to do was eat it. I was there at the game. And I don't think I played bad at them, but my thing is everybody's got to play well in order to win.
Well, Darryl, I really appreciate the time. I know you're back for this, this Brian Joswiak golf. I think it's the 35th year.
35th year.
And they have raised a ton of money for Children's Hospital, which really, visiting the hospital stuff started back
when we were here.
When you were in school.
Yeah.
I mean, that was one of Coach Nealon's
That
things.
was one of Coach Nealon's things. We go over and we sit at the hospital and talk to the kids.
Yeah, so...
because, let's put it this way. If you've gotten this far, you've gotten this far because people have helped you and they've shown you the way. And the thing that I think Coach Nealon and them did back then was show us that you've already made it here. Now what you need to do is you need to reach back over the fence and bring some more of these people over here to let them understand what it's like to be on this side of the fence.
It's great that you guys do this and give back like you guys do. And I really appreciate the time. For me, it's a pleasure to catch up with you again because, I mean, back in the day, I was in the locker room. Well, that's when you could go in the locker room. I was there every day.
You guys can't go in there, huh?
Yeah, we can't go in there anymore. No, everything has changed. But it's just great. I'm looking forward to seeing everybody. And thank you very much for your time, Tom.
No problem at all. Anytime.
Darryl Talley, number 90. One of the all-time greats at West Virginia, consensus All-American, College Football Hall of Famer, 12 years with the Bills. Then he played with Atlanta and Minnesota. But he Never missed a game with the Bills. I still find that amazing. And Bills Wall of Fame and the 50th anniversary team, one of the all-time great Buffalo Bills. Just a great guy, and hope you enjoyed the interview, and it'll spark some conversation. We're going to have to fill up maybe about 10 minutes or so when I come back from this break. Let's try and finish with a flourish. How about that? I'm going to open up the phone lines again. Open line sports talk. Your chance to get up on the soapbox and be heard. Whatever you would like to talk about pertaining to the world of sports, well, it's on the docket. Pick up your phone. Give me a call. 724-438-4593. Once again, the telephone number to get into the conversation, 724-438-4593. Do come ahead with your questions and comments. We'll be back in a jiffy.
Have you been told there is nothing that can be done for your neuropathy? Tri-State Neuropathy Centers is pleased to tell you that's not true. As one of the largest and most successful neuropathy treatment practices in the country, Tri-State Neuropathy Centers has grown to 9 regional centers and helped over 14,000 patients, like John from Morgantown. John had such extreme numbness and pain that he was having difficulty feeling his car pedals. Then John discovered Tri-State Neuropathy Centers and their effective FDA-approved treatment program that has no drugs, is non-invasive and painless. John's great results have given his freedom back, and he's doing the things he wants, like simply driving or cutting the grass. Tri-State Neuropathy Centers help John, along with thousands of others. Let them help you next. Call 304-777-2068. That's 304-777-2068. Tri-State Neuropathy Centers, the leader in treating peripheral neuropathy.
Yeah, they're the people I trust. It's the place I go. Home, warehouse, where a house becomes a home.
This is home improvement season. Home Warehouse in Uniontown is your one-stop shop for all your exterior building needs. It's the place that makes a house a happy home. Looking to add a deck? Home Warehouse carries composite decking materials and maintenance-free railing in a variety of styles. Plus, roofing shingles, metal and commercial rubber roofing, windows and doors, shutters, siding, soffit and fascia, railing, columns, 5 and 6-inch seamless gutters, plus flooring and more. Whatever building products you need, you'll be pleased with the selection and hometown service. So stop in and see Sandy and Donnie at Home Warehouse, Connellsville Street in Uniontown. Shop Monday through Friday 8 to 4:30, Saturday 8 to noon, closed Sunday and holidays.
Home, warehouse, where a house becomes a home.
Saving money when you buy a new home isn't a fantasy. It's reality at Clayton Homes of Bell Vernon. With up to $5,000 in instant savings during the Sign and Save sales event, it's the perfect place to find the home you've always wanted. So don't let your dream home stay a fantasy. Visit Clayton Homes of Bell Vernon today at 4500 PA 51. Terms and conditions for the Sign and Save sales event at manufacturedhomeoffers.com. Available only at participating Clayton Homes family of brands retailers through August 31st. Amount of savings may be limited. Ask for details. May not be available with certain financing. Lender restrictions apply.
Your health is more than just how you feel today. It's about staying well for the years ahead. At WVU Medicine Uniontown Hospital Primary Care, we're here to help you manage your health with regular checkups, screenings, and care that's tailored to you. With locations in Uniontown, Carmichaels, Connellsville, and Scottdale, it's easy to find care close to home. Visit wvumedicine.org/Uniontown today to find the primary care provider who is right for you.
For professional cleaning services, Clean and Shine in New Stanton is the place for you. They provide commercial and residential cleaning, porter services, carpet cleaning, stripping and waxing, construction cleanups, and car cleaning. For free estimates, call 724-691-0413, email info@cleanandshine14.org, or visit their website, cleanandshine14.org. We clean so you can shine.
Casey's Sports Cafe, located at 243 South Mount Vernon Avenue in Uniontown and owned by the Vernon family, wants you to know they have new hours. Monday and Friday from 7 to 3, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday 7 to 7, and Saturday and Sunday 7 to 2. Come on into Casey's and check out their new menu ideas and entrees. They can also cater your next event. Whether it's breakfast, lunch, or dinner, Casey's is the place to eat. Call 724-550-4126. Casey's, the best in Fayette County.
Hi,
this is Penguins broadcaster Phil Bork, and you're listening to the Sports Line with George Von Benko on WMBS.
And welcome back to the Sports Line, moving down the home stretch. And I hope you enjoyed the two interviews this hour with Rich Rodriguez back in the saddle as head coach of the West Virginia Mountaineer football squad, and then catching up with one of the all-time greats at West Virginia and in the NFL, Darryl Talley. Great interview with number 90, and it was a great event in Morgantown Thursday night, the Legends Dinner before the Brian Joswiak golf outing and some of the other events this weekend. It was fun catching up with a lot of people. Got to spend a little time with Coach Nealon as well, who's getting up there and is a little frail, but he was there, and it was a fun evening. Let's go back to the phone lines, take another call here. Let's try and finish with a flourish coming down the home stretch here. Good morning. You're on the Sports Line. Hello?
Hello?
Yes, you're on the air.
Hi, my name is Rich Walters. I'm president of Fair Chance Youth League here in Fair Chance. And I wanted to make sure everybody around Uniontown area and Fayette County knew that beginning next Monday, that's July 21st, Pennsylvania Little League will be in our town for the Pennsylvania Little League State Baseball Championships.
Okay.
And so we'll be having games throughout the week, and by the end of the week on the 26th, 27th, we'll have a state champion to push on to the Eastern Regional Little League Baseball.
All right. Well, thanks for updating us on that. I appreciate the call.
You're welcome.
Anything else on your mind or not?
Not really. I mean, we just want everybody to come out and have a good experience because we talk a lot about the Steelers, the Pirates, the Penguins, the big city teams, and some of the colleges. This is something big going on locally that people can come take advantage of.
Well, a few years back, we put one of the great teams in Little League history that went all the way to the Nationals and lost. The team from Masontown from the 1950s went into the Fayette County Sports Hall of Fame a couple years back.
Right. Yeah. Correct. And I was just speaking to the gentleman from Masontown Trophy, George, who he actually, we went down through, he has yearbooks of that information for historical purposes.
Right.
And I really got a very good lesson on local sports and how important it was. They actually made it to the semifinal game.
Right.
And the team that beat them actually beat them in the finals.
Yes. Yeah.
And the number of people that you read through to find out who went on to play Major League Baseball and do great things in the community was very impressive.
Right. Those guys were a great bunch of guys. We had about 7 or 8 of them that were still around in different parts of the country come back for the Hall of Fame event 2 years ago it was. Well, thank you very much for checking in. You take care.
You too, sir.
Right, bye-bye. And that frees up our phone lines. If you want to jump in here in the last 8 minutes or so of the show, do come ahead with your questions and your comments. The telephone number, 724-438-4593. Anything and everything pertaining to the world of sports is fair game. Be interested in hearing your thoughts on the All-Star game. I mentioned it earlier, and it just does not hold the same appeal for me that it did when I was a young baseball fan. To me, it's nothing but just an exhibition game. It just doesn't have the appeal it did. How do you feel about it? We've been talking a little bit about the Pirates, Steeler training camp starting on the 23rd. Speaking of the Pirates, I came across this ominous text message that was put up online. And don't want to scare people, but it's a sign of things to come. And the text is as follows. The Pirates have played 47 games at home this year with an attendance of 868,513. Through last year's first 47 home games, the Pirates' attendance totaled 1,021,189. That is about a 15% drop for those concerned, and you should be concerned. Not that they were going to spend any money anyway. It's not the way Bob Nutting does business. Not that they were going to spend any money anyway. But that 15% drop, you can bet dollars to donuts that will be their excuse about 2026 payroll flexibility. That will be their excuse that they use. I'm telling you right now what they're going to say. If this 15% drop remains that way or gets even worse, which it could as the season wears on, that will be their excuse for not spending any money on payroll. That's what's going to happen, so be prepared for it. But I found that a little alarming, but that's the way they do business, and you shouldn't expect anything else. Well, I hope you enjoyed some of the open line conversation today and the two interviews. It was great catching up with Rich Rodriguez, who's back home as head coach of the West Virginia Mountaineers. Had a brief conversation with him at the Legends dinner at the Joe's React Golf outing on Thursday night. We will have a much longer conversation when we get into August and the open training camp. I'll have him on for a big segment, as I will the other college coaches, about the start of the college football season. And then, of course, really, really entertaining interview with one of the all-time greats to play at West Virginia, Darryl Talley, number 90, consensus All-American College Football Hall of Famer, Bills Wall of Fame, Bills Top 50 anniversary team, and just a great conversation with Darryl Talley. Hope you enjoyed it. And, of course, your phone calls. While I have a moment, another quick reminder, let's give it a plug. My buddy Tom Vernon let me know that KC Sports Cafe is sponsoring a bus trip to a Pirate game Saturday, July 26, Pittsburgh and Arizona. It's a 3:30 start for the bus to leave Casey's, $75 for the bus ticket and the ticket to the game against the Diamondbacks. The game starts at 6:40, and that night is one of their special drone nights when they put on a great aerial display above the stadium on drone night. So if you're interested, Saturday, July 26, Pittsburgh, Arizona, Casey's bus trip. Bus leaves at 3:30, $75 for your bus ticket and a ticket to the game. Drone night that night after the Pirate game. If you're interested in going, you need to pick up the phone and give Casey's a call at 724-550-4126 and get your bus ticket and ticket to go see the game. Once again, KC Sports Cafe, Pirate Trip, July 26th, Pittsburgh, Arizona. 3:30, the bus leaves Casey's parking lot, $75 for the bus ticket and a ticket to the game. Game starts at 6:40. That is one of the special drone nights when they put on the great aerial display. So if you're interested in taking part of that bus trip on Saturday, July 26th, once again, give Casey's a call, 724-550-4126. Well, that puts a capper on this edition of the Sports Line. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll be back at you same time, same place next week. We're going to be heading out to a remote at the New Salem Hog Roast. That's coming up after the news here at the top of the hour, and Matt and Polka TJ will be there for the afternoon. Then Pirate Baseball coming up, Pirates and Twins at 2 p.m. here on 590. WMBS. That's what is on tap for you today. George Von Benko bidding you and yours a very, very pleasant good afternoon. Hope you enjoy your day and your weekend. And I want to tell you that the Sports Line this morning has been brought to you by my good buddy Tom Vernon and KC Sports Cafe. They're located right here on South Mount Vernon Avenue in Uniontown. Also brought to you by the Firestone Insurance Agency in Normalville. And by Bogies at Duck Hollow Golf Course. Now under new management, serving lunches and dinners at Bogies Monday through Saturday from 12 to 9 and Sunday from 12 to 5. Come on out and enjoy fine dining and a round of golf. Pick up the phone. Call 724-439-2150. Bogies, located at 374 Duck Hollow Road in Uniontown. Pleased to have them as one of the sponsors of Sportsline. Once again, bidding you a very, very pleasant good afternoon. George Von Benko saying so long. The news is next from the CBS Radio Network, right here on your local station, 590 AM and 101.1 FM, WMBS, Uniontown, Pennsylvania.